Yeah, Taylor, how did you get the news yesterday, and how you're trying to proceed in this situation?
Yeah, Des and I found out Monday afternoon, and nothing's really changed. It's kind of the same thing as before. We come in every day, work together, try and get each other better. Again, he's still leading the meetings as before. If he misses something up there, I'll chime in and say something. But we have a really good relationship, and he's been helping me out this week so far.
Why let him lead the meetings? I mean, this is, even Arthur said, this is kind of a different deal than the last one.
Yeah. Again, he's been doing a good job all year, and we get a lot out of the meetings. So I don't want to have a hiccup here or there. Just let him keep going. And again, if he skips over something that I've studied or I've seen, I'll chime in and say something. But those meetings go very smoothly. I don't see any reason to kind of switch it up now.
What can you take from your two previous starts to apply here down the stretch?
I think it's more of the same throughout the whole year. Obviously Minnesota, it's scoring touchdowns in the red zone and the turnovers. And then Arizona, when we got down there, we scored, and we didn't have any turnovers, but we just stalled out there in the middle of the game. So, again, we just want to put 4 quarters together and have a really clean game.
Other than Des will keep leading the meetings, but will you approach this stint any differently than you did the last one, just because of the circumstances?
No. Again, I don't know if there's anything different I would do that would change anything, other than obviously leading the meetings. But again, I just want that to keep going smoothly as it has been. When it's my number's called, I go out there and I'm a starter, and I do the same thing when I'm a backup. I go talk to guys if they don't see something. When Des was playing, if a receiver ran the wrong route or if they're confused about something, I'll go up and talk to them, and it's the same thing as a starter. I just think it's a different person playing.
You know Gardner Minshew?
I don't know him personally, but I feel like we would be pretty close as friends.
Why do you think?
I just think he's got, he looks like he has a lot of fun out there. He has a lot of passion for the game, and it looks like he's a kind of wild-spirited guy, and I feel like I would gravitate towards that.
And your career paths have some similarities. You just sort of keep showing up and keep popping up.
Yeah.
Places. Do you see it the same way?
Yeah. I respect him a lot. Again, he's bounced around from team to team. When his number's called, he goes out there and performs well. Obviously, he has some bad games, but he goes out there and battles, and he has passion for the game. And I'm sure one of his favorite players growing up was watching Brett Favre too. So I think we kind of approach the game the same way. We kind of attack the game the same way, and it's going to be exciting to play against them.
Why do you think guys like you and Gardner, like you said, keep popping up, keep showing up, and it seems like wherever you end up in the position you're in now?
I don't know. I guess there's a lot of different factors that might play into it, but I think at the end of the day, we love the game. We love playing the game. We're very passionate about it, and we know how to have fun with it. I think that kind of radiates to other people on the team when you can have fun out there. Especially when stuff is going bad, and make sure people realize that, hey, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. I know it's your job, but this game's meant to be fun. And I think that kind of radiates towards people, kind of gets the stress off, and kind of lets you just go out there and play loose.
I guess what gives you the confidence this time a little different than a couple months ago?
I have a lot of confidence in my game. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. If someone told me you'd be in your 8th year in the league, if they told me that as a rookie, I would have took it in a heartbeat. So the fact that I'm still here, I feel like I'm doing something right. Obviously I was out of the league, 2-3 years ago, and I told myself if I get back in, I'm going to have fun, and I'm just going to play every play like it's my last. And that's been working for me for the last 2-3 years. So I feel like if I just keep doing that, good things will happen.
I'm curious about these meetings. Kind of take us inside them. What is Desmond's style like, and how does he lead?
He's very professional about it. A lot of things that we hear during quarterback meetings or meetings with Arthur, we kind of relay what we need to the receivers, tight ends, stuff that they need to look for. This is why we're calling this play. Just very, very simple things, just so everyone feels like they're on the same page. So it's nothing extraordinary. It's just so we're on the same page and what we're trying to accomplish.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesdays, yeah.
Was yesterday's, like, did he note anything in the, hey, guys, Taylor's playing quarterback, or did anything need to be said about that?
I think everyone knew because the news broke out Monday afternoon. But again, it really doesn't matter who's playing. These guys are, we're all doing the same thing.
Is there something that you've kind of been charged with by Art and what he wants from you in these final games, or just generally what he wants the team to look like in these final games as opposed to recent?
Well, it's something that we've been striving for all year. Obviously, no turnovers when we get the red zone, score. We have yet to put 4 quarters together where it's very clean, and everyone's taking their turn, whether it's offensive line, receivers, quarterback. So, I think at the end of the day, he just wants us to go out there and play with some passion. Obviously, play clean, smart, but go out there and fly around, have some fun. That's when you play best.
From a personal standpoint, is there anything that you want to get out of these next 3 games and this opportunity, I guess, you have?
Win. I just want to win. That's the only thing that really matters. That's the only stat that matters, especially as a quarterback. So if we just go out there and win, that's really all that matters to me.
Well, how did you find out this time? Because obviously last time you got like
Yeah, it was a little.
yeah, it's a little unorthodox.
A little different. I left the facility here early Monday afternoon and got a call shortly after that. And then me and Des and I, we hung out later that night. There's a little O-line Christmas party, so we all had a good time. But yeah, me and Des have a great relationship. We talk through stuff, and we're there for each other. So, him being that young and going through this type of year, it would be tough. I know in my position, my second year in the league, it would mess with me a little bit. So, just making sure I'm there for him, and he's handled it really great.
How much can your journey actually help him when you're having conversations with him and Arthur's saying, an hour ago, he doesn't believe that his journey in the NFL is over?
Yeah, there's, he's put a lot of good football out there, and, unfortunately, some of the hiccups he has is in very crucial situations, and that comes with a young quarterback. And I can't really relate to playing that young. I was kind of fortunate enough to kind of be like a red shirt for 5-6 years, which I think is huge for me. And I know I would have made those mistakes that he made and probably a lot more. So I can't relate to him in that way, but I can relate to him. I've watched a lot of football. I've backed up a lot of quarterbacks, and I just try and tell him, like, hey, man, these situations, this needs to be your top priority. So that's the kind of way I can help him. Can't really relate to him playing so early.
Look at these 3 games at all as no addition in some ways, because when you look at the state of quarterbacking around the league, there's a lot of teams that critical mistakes in this situation. Do you look at that in some ways like that for 2024 and beyond potentially?
You're talking about like my personal
for you.
future?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about that in the past, and I think it hindered how I played. Try to make some big plays and force some balls in there, throw some interceptions. I think, again, you go out there, take it play at a time, and if your sole goal is to win and you win, that's going to take care of everything else. So, again, my biggest thing this week is play clean football. Let's go get a win and move on to next week.
2 things. At the risk of belaboring, do you think it says something about Des that he would go to this party an hour after, realizing we got some pretty bad news? And second, what is an offensive line Christmas party like?
No, it speaks volumes to Des. Again, I've said this before, his character's through the roof. Being 24 and kind of going through the year he's gone through and getting that news, and then kind of just forgetting about it and having a good time, that's huge. And Christmas O-line party, Chinese for dinner, man, But it was a lot of fun, The guys were great.
Does everyone get invited, or is it quarterbacks? Or
Offensive line quarterbacks and a couple running backs showed up. Yeah.
You obviously will need some help from some other place, but do you still talk about being mathematically still alive?
Yeah, obviously, when you get this late in the season, you want something to play for. And the fact that we still have a chance, we come to the facility every day working towards that goal. I've been on teams before where you have 4 wins at this time of the year, and it's tough. You come in every week like, we can't go to the playoffs. Guys are kind of you can get there's a fork in the road. Guys take one of the two roads. So the fact that we still have a chance at this thing is exciting, and it's something to work towards.
I understand it's a lot more complex than this, but do you feel like the flying around energy is something you guys are missing, and how hard is it to garner that, given there is some kind of a fork in the road right now?
No, I think we have a great group of guys. Our guys love playing football, and I think if we did only have 4 wins and we had nothing really to go for, I think the guys would still fly around. I think that's the type of group we have. And at the end of the day, guys are playing for their jobs as well, and I don't think guys want to put bad film out there for their future as well. So, fortunately, that's not our case. We're still playing for something, and the guys are going to fly around.
But yeah, Taylor, what do you see when you look at the Colts defense?
Now, I played this team last year with Washington. Very sound defense. They don't do anything, out of the blue. They're just very sound, very well coached. So it's going to be crucial for us just not to turn the ball over. Don't get bored just taking completions. But again, I think the biggest thing is not turn the ball over. We just got to stay on track, not get behind the chains, and play our type of football.
And it looks like they have a lot of pass rushers here with 46 sacks.
Yeah. Their front four is very good, especially their 2 interior guys. Those are really good players. So, we have our hands full with that. But, we have a good offensive line as well. So it's going to be a good matchup.
Anything else? At the O-line party, did you provide the Bush beer?
No, actually someone else did, so it was nice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Coach, what are some of the issues for the defense as you get ready for Gardner Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts?
You got the quarterback who's doing a fantastic job. He's actually running the offense, doing a great job of, understanding when to deliver the ball, who to throw it to, when to hand it off. You don't see a bunch of miscues, and they got skill at wide receiver. They're doing a really good job there. All their guys are playing pretty hard, and then if they get a chance to get their running back, he just adds icing to the cake because we know how good he was last year, and he's doing the same thing this year when you see him on film. So their offense is really good. They don't do a bunch of stuff, but they do it very effectively. And you got to be really, really on in order to make sure you're doing your job. You can't have your eyes somewhere else trying to stop this offense.
And Pittman's, I guess, their big guy, but how's the rookie Josh Downs playing if he has to do a little bit more with him if Pittman can't make it?
No, he did a good job when he came in the game. He caught a couple of passes, he blocked a couple of times, so he's doing a really good job there. And then when you look at it, they're pretty solid across the board. They got big wide receivers outside, little small scat receivers inside, and they're actually doing a good job there. And then they actually put their running backs in, so they get Pony 21, and he comes in and acts like a slot receiver. So they do a good job of that.
Looks like you had a couple of new faces early in the secondary last week. Was that solely based on play, and you felt like those were the more deserving guys to start?
Well, to me, I think those guys have done a good job in practice, and you can kind of see them keep growing and growing and growing. I thought DeMarco did a fantastic job when he got his opportunity to go out there. He played in space, made some tackles in space. Actually, he's physical in the run game, which we like. And then, they kind of gave us a chance to add a piece for him and then add Richie's over here. So we kind of finding our footing on what each guy can do and what they can do well. And that's really what we're trying to do. Clark, he got a chance to go out. I know he's been playing real well the last couple of weeks, and then that's one thing we talked to him about. They're going to go at rookies in this league, and if you can stand up, then they'll leave you alone. But if you can't stand up, that's what every team does. They keep going back at you. So you got to make sure that you make a decision on what you're going to do. You're going to fight or you're not, because that's what the league is about. It's not, hey, we're going to run plays. They actually run plays at guys to win.
How did you feel he held up?
I thought he did a good job on a couple of them. I thought he had his eyes a little bit, down the field, looking at the quarterback, stuff like that. But then he kind of disciplined up, got back where he's supposed to do. And that's what you see in rookies. They think they're going to make a play, but all you got to do is be in position to make your play. You ain't going to make a lot of plays if you're not in position.
Going back to Jeff, how did you think he responded to the whole thing and then played when you had him in there late?
No, I thought he did a good job. I thought the big receiver, Mingo, thought he did a hell of a job on the fade, keeping his feet in, because that was a really good pass. Pretty much should have been out of bounds, but big, tall guy, Jeff had his hands on him, did a good job there. So he made the best opportunities, the plays that he was in.
How do you handle that going forward? Is it Clark? Is it Jeff?
Well, I mean, I think we look at it and say, hey, are you competing in practice? That's the biggest thing we got to do. We got to keep the guys understanding that, we want every guy on the football field competing. And then Jeff's going to get his chance, Clark's going to get his chance, and they may be in one series and may not be in one series. So to me, I've been in this position a couple of times where you've had 3 or 4 good corners. And you talk to them and say, hey, look, you may play 40 plays instead of playing 60 plays. Instead of playing 65 plays. And so now that's only going to keep you rested so you can play at the top of your game. And, if you got 2 guys are playing. But I was fortunate enough to have it in Minnesota, and those guys never had a problem with it.
I would say the outside corner, though, is a spot that you don't often see that type of
No, you don't.
movement. So how did that, or maybe a rhythm, how does that, could that mess with a guy too?
No. I think most people see corners never going in and out. But like I said, I was blessed to have Terrence Newman, who was a really good football player. We had drafted Trey Waynes, who was a good football player, and Xavier Rhodes, who was a good football player. So it's like, okay, you want one guy on the bench and only play 2 players, or can you play the best of those 3? And we did in Minnesota, and all 3 of them was good. And we had one of the top defenses in the league, and they didn't have a problem. So if you explain to them what they're going to do, they don't have problems with it. Every guy don't have to play 60 snaps, especially if you got good football players, because if not, you're going to redshirt a guy. And now he's never going to get a chance to go compete out on the football field.
The catch on the sideline that you're talking about against Jeff, is that, you said you felt like he played that well. So
Oh, yeah.
Is that one of those lessons quarterbacks, like a young quarterback like Clark would have to learn? You're going to do everything right sometimes, and you're going to lose. How do you process that?
Yeah, to me, I think when you're a young corner and a guy catch a ball on you and you've done everything the coach has asked you to do, you know what? You say, man, that guy made a heck of a play. Because you went through everything you're supposed to do. And they do get paid, so they will compete. So they are good on the other side. And when you are in position and you make a play that's really abnormal and you shouldn't make it, then that's what that guy on the other side should say, man, that guy made a great play. So, again, you're going to get beat in this league. If you never got beat in the NFL playing defensive back, you probably never got on the football field. So once I get them to get past that, then you go out there and compete. And as long as you're doing your job and what we ask you to do, you'll be fine.
Zach Harrison got his first career sack. How have you assessed the growth in his season thus far?
Oh, to me, I think you can see leaps and bounds. Now he's talking about how he can get another sack. That first one's always hard to get. And then all of a sudden, when you look at it, he actually hit a guy in a that was running a route, and then he added to him and then ran down a quarterback that's pretty fast. So he did some stuff that was really, really good. So when you look at Zach, you can kind of see him growing. At the beginning, you know what? He's a rookie. He's trying to learn how to take on a double team. He's trying to do what Ryan and Huck is asking him to do in the run game. And now we want to be physical in the run game, and all of a sudden you got guys come to the league, they want to pass rush. Well, the hardest thing to do is stop the run. And so once he got past that, now you can see him like, okay, I know how to stop the run. I'm long. I can use my arms, get off of blocks, make tackles. Now the passing game on second and long, third and long, I can go do that. And you can see him. He's actually getting better. And we would love to see him get 3 or 4 sacks before the season's over, because that's only going to help him grow for the next season.
You've been around the league long enough to know you've been in situations where the coaching staff, there's questions about the future. How do you handle that?
Well, the first thing you do is you don't worry about what's going on outside. You can control what you can control. And you know what? Our job is to go out there and win a game this Sunday in the stadium. And that's what we can only control. We can only control those 3. And I think if we do that, then you know what? They can handle whatever they can handle. But our job is to control what we can do.
Anything else?
That's it.
Thanks,
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
What Taylor said, y'all found out on Monday and went to, I guess, a party and hung out a little bit. But
Good start, dude.
when reality set in, how'd you have to kind of come to grips with the move?
Yeah, obviously, this isn't obviously the first time, of it happening this year. Been through it, been there, basically, you say been there, done that. But yeah, I'm just handling it as I would any other situation, being a pro about it, going about it. Now I'm helping Taylor, trying to help this team any way possible.
How did you mentally process it? Because it's something that maybe it wasn't as sudden this time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, in this situation, it's obviously tough. You know, you're losing. I'm not going to say you're losing the job of your life, obviously, as a starter, but, you know, I'm still living the dream. I'm still doing what, you know, millions of kids that grow up, you know, growing to do. You know, everyone wants to play NFL, no matter whether you're starting or being on a team. Everyone wants to be at the highest level, and, you know, I'm just blessed and thankful that I'm still here. And I'm just going to keep continuing to work, keep continuing to get better, and try to be the best teammate possible. Whenever I'm needed, however I'm needed, I'm going to be there for the whole team.
What would be
Why
the
do you
best
think-
way to help out Taylor?
Yeah, the best way to help out Taylor is any way you need it, whether that's watching film and giving him, you know, whether insights on the corners and safeties, whatever that may be, and then more so on the sideline during game day too, which was he was there with me, huge. You know, just having Rags up in the box, and it's just kind of us down there with Kramer. We're bouncing off ideas, you know, left and right to each other, or just seeing what we see. So it's just going to be more so of that too on game day.
Why do you think it didn't work? Why, you know, where it got to this point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, there's a lot of different things you can look at, a lot of different circumstances. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's performance-based. And obviously, you know, I wasn't performing to the ability that, you know, I knew myself and I know Coach Hart knows that I could play to. And obviously, you know, you look at the main overlying issues. You talk about the turnovers. Yeah, those are going to happen. I would definitely say, you know, the pick last weekend against Carolina was probably the dumbest play I made in my career. But, you know, things happen and mistakes happen. But it's how you learn from them, how you grow from them, how you get better.
You said, I remember it was back in October, it was in October, you had said that when the decision came down, you didn't really ask a lot of questions. You didn't, you know, inquire a lot about kind of what was going on. Was that different this time when they talked to you about it?
No, again, like I said, I understand that, you know, I know what my game is. I know, you know, when I'm playing at my best, and, you know, honestly, I haven't played, you know, near that this whole season. I've been able to, you know, stack a couple games and, you know, have these streaks of good and bad. But, you know, like I said, I haven't been able to play my best.
What's been the biggest learning lesson for you so far this year?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest learning lesson for me, obviously, I feel like, you know, I would definitely just say is just, you know, how quick, one, things can happen, and two, just being able to get back and keep going. You know, knowing that, you know, whatever happened last time, you just got to go out there and play harder.
Desmond, I don't think everybody would respond in the way that you have, or even to the point of, you know, coming out to talk with us. Where did you learn that sort of, I guess, responsibility or accountability?
Look, yeah, that's just who I am. You know, like I told you guys this last time, you know, there's many different ways you can take this, and there's many different styles of personality that people can portray. But, you know, I'm a team player. So, you know, whatever's going to help out the team, you know, I want the best for. So, like you guys saw out there, you know, whether it's energy or whatever it is, like, you know, I'm not going to come out here moping around, be sad about it, because like I said, too, I'm still blessed to be in this position of where I'm at. Still woke up today, drove into the facility of the Atlanta Falcons, and, you know, blessed to be an NFL player. So any day I can wake up and have that and, you know, be able to provide for my family and myself, you know, it's going to be a great day.
Taylor said that you have put a lot of really good football on tape so far this year. How much belief do you have in the stuff that you've been able to do well?
Oh yeah, huge. Like I said, you know, you can highlight the negative plays, but you know, I put a lot of good stuff on film. Whether that's with my legs, whether that's with my arm. You know, there's a lot of great stuff out there to look at. But like I said, you know, obviously those mistakes are glaring, and those are things that, you know, are able to be fixed and cleaned up, and, you know, learn and grow from.
And then why is it important to you and I guess to people around you to still lead those quarterback meetings?
Yeah, because like I said, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. You know, we're quarterbacks, and quarterbacks are heart. So to be a leader of the team, like I said, I'm a team player. So I don't want any negative energy around this team, around the quarterback room, around the offense. I want it all positive, because that's not only going to help myself and my mentals, but it helps the team as well. Like I said, you could have somebody in the same situation come in, and whether they don't even show up or they just basically come here with a terrible attitude all day, that kind of feeds throughout the whole building, feeds throughout the offense, feeds throughout the team. That's just not the guy I am.
And you said that that interception in the last game was the dumbest play of your career. Did you feel that almost when it happened, or was it not until you looked at it?
No, yeah, I knew it when it happened. I knew that was just dumb, and in that type of weather, yeah, that was obviously one that, you know, as soon as it left my hands, was could have had that.
What do you think has held you back from playing at your best, since you said you haven't yet?
Yeah, you know, it just comes with time, comes with reps, comes with experience. Obviously, you know, just going out there and playing, you know, you can never get, you know, enough reps. And so just keep going out there, whether it's practice, Whether it's games, whatever it is, just keep getting reps.
When did you first, as a child, start thinking I want to be an NFL quarterback?
Pretty young, probably before I could talk. I know there's a picture out there of me in the uniform. Pretty young, I won't say which team, but I was out there.
Well, why don't you say which team?
I'm sure there's a picture, you can find it.
About this team you're facing, and their quarterback problems that he kind of presents. Those about facing.
Man, you know, Mitchell has been doing what he's been doing since he's been in the league. He's coming along. He's been the X factor for multiple teams. You know, he kind of came on the scene when he came on the scene. You know, everyone thought he was going to be the guy for that franchise that he was a part of in Jacksonville. And, you know, he's been doing this thing since. He's a guy that's playing at a high level, you know, each and every time he steps on the field. If he's in a starter role, if he's in a backup role, no matter what's the case. So, you know, they fight hard. And then the Colts is a team that's been known for physical football, you know, in the AFC. And, you know, they got something to prove. They're trying to make a stand on their side of the conference as well.
But you said that a lot of the older guys are trying to keep things together. What's the key to doing that, especially? There's still an outside chance you guys can make the postseason.
Winning. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Then everybody know that we still can win. Going out here and making these plays, continue to go, continue to press, having a lot of energy, having a lot of enthusiasm, coming in and turn the bed, stadium upside down.
How frustrating is it that you guys truly have been so close in every single game?
Yeah, man, it's frustrating to lose, period. Like, no matter what the situation is, how you lose a game, it's just frustrating to lose. At the end of the day, you know, everyone wants to win. The name of the game is winning. Whoever come out and win at the end of the week, you know, that's who the winner is considered. And, we fell short a couple times, and all we can do is look forward to this week and take it away with this W.
What thoughts about this week? You know, the change, quarterback again. How are you when your team taking it?
Yeah, rallied behind Taylor and feeling good about it, and got a good practice in today. So just keep working, you know, simple as that.
You make it sound simple, but thoughts about this? We got 3 games left, and there's still something out there for this team. How are you guys approaching it?
Yeah, they're trying to win. It's the same thing we've been trying to do. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone our way recently, but yeah, we're going out there like it's a playoff game, and we have to win.
What does this team just need to do to get back on track offensively?
Just finish drives. You know, we had opportunities last week where I thought we could have, you know, scored more points, and obviously couldn't execute. And when we get down there, we just got to take advantage of that, make sure we score, and obviously more points are more likely to win the game.
You kind of just mentioned it a little bit, but can you pinpoint exactly what is happening? I mean, you guys have been so close in every single game.
Yeah, it's frustrating because, like you said, it's been very close, and in this game, you know, it doesn't matter. You still lost. So, yeah, it makes you wonder. Things going a different way here or there. We're in a different spot, and we're talking about something else right now. But yeah, you just got to be a pro and keep working, and come in here and find a way to win and get better. And that's why it's one of the greatest games there is, because it's challenging and it takes everything. So we got to find a way to win.
Where's the belief all around right now? Obviously, there's been a lot going on, a lot of changes being made. Where do you feel like the belief is in this locker room?
Personally, my belief's still there, absolutely. I love this team. I love everything we got going on, what we stand for and what we work for. And I sense the same thing from everyone else. You know, I can't speak for them, but I have no doubt in my mind that everyone here is buying. Thanks.